Solve the quadratic equations using any method you know. So first I'm going to try to factor this. So I get x squared and 12. I need two numbers that multiply to 12 and add to -7, -3 and -4. So we get x times x, and this is -4, -3. So this is 0 equals x minus 3 times x minus 4. Now we can use the zero product property. Plus 3 plus 4. So x equals 3 or x equals 4. I know that I need my equation to equal 0, so I'm going to add 6 to both sides. And I get 0 equals 6x squared minus 23x plus 20. I know there are no common factors here because 23 is a prime number. Instead of trying to factor this, I'm going to use the quadratic formula. X equals negative b, so let's see, a is 6, b is negative 23, and c is 20. So I get negative b would be positive 23 plus or minus the square root of negative 23 squared minus 4 times 6 times 20, all divided by 2 times 6. So this gives me x equals negative 23 plus or minus the square root of 23 squared is 529 minus 4 times 6 times 20 is 480, all divided by 12, which is negative 23 plus or minus the square root of 529 minus 480 is 49, all divided by 12. The square root of 49 is 7, so that's x equals negative 23 plus or minus 7 over 12. Break it into two different parts. X equals negative 23 plus 7 over 12. X equals negative 23 minus 7 over 12. So that's x equals negative 23 plus 7 is negative 16, which if we just simplify this fraction, this is negative divided by 4 4/3. Here we get x equals negative 30 over 12. And if we simplify this by dividing by 6, we get negative 5 halves. Use the graph at right to answer the questions below. Alright, so we've got Feng and Wei. Write an equation for each girl's line. So let's see, Feng is the pink one. She started at 0, so her y-intercept's going to be 0. And it looks like she's going through this point right here exactly. So that's well, let's see, the scale is a little off. So this is 1, 3, 5. Oh, you can't see that. There you go. 7. So maybe I'll use this point right here for Feng. So she's going from 0, she goes up 12 and over from 0 to 3. So her slope is going to be 12 over 3. This is Feng. Y equals 12 over 3 is 4. So that's just 4x. For Wei, she starts at negative 12 and she goes to 0, 2 right here. So she goes over 2 and up 12. So her slope is 12 over 2, so 6x. She starts at negative 12, so minus 12. The two girls are riding bikes. How fast does each girl ride? So that's what their slope is. So Feng rides let's see, we're in hours and miles, so 4 miles per hour. And Wei rides 6 miles per hour. When do Feng and Wei meet? At that point, how far are they from school? So they meet right here. They meet after 6 hours. And they are 24 miles away from school. Graph the equation x squared minus 2x. Identify x-intercept, y-intercept, and vertex. So first thing I'm going to do is factor out an x. So we get x times x minus 2. If we plug in 0 for y, then we get x equals 0 and x minus 2 equals 0. So x equals 2 are the x-intercepts. So I know the y-intercept is also 0. I know that the line of symmetry is x equals 1. So that's right here. I'm going to plug in 1 into this equation. Y equals 1 times 1 minus 2, which is 1 times negative 1. So the vertex is 1 comma negative 1. And the x-intercepts are 0, 0, and 2, 0. And the y-intercept is 0, 0. Now I'm going to find one more point on this line so I can make an accurate parabola. So I'm just going to plug in x equals 3. So that's 3 times 3 minus 2, 3 times 1, so y equals 3. So when x equals 3, y equals 3. So x equals 1, 2, 3, y equals 1, 2, 3. And then I can make the symmetry point over here. Now I've got a parabola. Find the coordinates of the x-intercepts and y-intercept of y equals x squared minus 2x minus 15. Show all of the work. So I already know the y-intercept because this is in standard form. So the y-intercept is 0 comma negative 15. To find the x-intercepts, I need to plug in 0 for y. So I get x squared minus 2x minus 15. Now I need to factor this to solve this equation. X squared minus 15. Two numbers that add to negative 2x and multiply to negative 15, x squared, are negative 5x and 3x. So we get x minus 5 plus 3. So this is 0 equals x minus 5 times x plus 3 using the zero product property. We get x equals 5 or x equals negative 3. So the x-intercepts are 5, 0 and negative 3, 0. Quinn started off with twice as much candy as Denali, but then he ate 4 pieces. When Quinn and Denali put their candy together, they have a total of 50 pieces. How many pieces of candy did Denali start with? Create an equation to solve this problem. So we want to know how many pieces of candy did Denali start with. So if C equals the candy Denali started with, Quinn started off with twice as much candy as Denali. So 2C, that's twice as much candy as Denali, equals Quinn's candy. But then he ate 4 pieces. So 2C minus 4 is Quinn's candy after eating 4 pieces. When Quinn and Denali put their candy together, they now have a total of 50 pieces. So if we put this with that, it equals 50. So 2c minus 4 plus c equals 50. That's 3c minus 4 equals 50. Add 4 to both sides and we get 3c equals 54. 54 divided by 3 is 18. So c equals, if we divide by 3 on both sides, c equals 18. So Denali started with 18 pieces.